Okay, so we just left off on a Timeline Traveler. Yeah, Timeline Traveler, the Dori story, and we were on part 30. This is part 31, and we just kind of like went back and talked about Toki and once he got to the diner. But we're gonna fast forward back to the date, okay, with Officer John and Dori. So we last left off with them literally walking onto the boat. Okay, so we're going to start there. So, Officer John and Dori were just feeling really good on the boat. They were just sitting adjusted, walking around the boat, and the guy that was captain of the boat kind of gave Dori some weird vibes. She just didn't know what it was coming from. She looked at him as he was down holding steering the boat, and she just felt something on that boat that just didn't feel right. She looked at Officer John and she said, I don't know, something doesn't feel right on this boat. She said, I feel a presence or something. He said, what do you mean? He said, I don't understand. She said, I feel like something bad happened here. And he said, wow. He said, you feel that? I really do. I feel like something bad takes place on this boat. He said, no. He said, Captain Mike referred me to him. I'm pretty sure that this situation is legit. I hear you, but I just feel like something's happened terribly on this boat. He said, I don't know. He said, okay. He said, I'm going to trust your instincts. He said, I'm going to trust that. And he started looking around with his officer eyes and trying to detect to see if he seen anything off. But just to the eye, he couldn't tell. So he just looked over at the captain, and he never noticed him before. So he went to go and talk to him. He said, hey, how you doing? He said, how long you been doing this, sir? Oh, I've been doing this, man, for, I don't know, I've had this boat now for like 6-7 years. Wow, that's a long time. Have you been, are you contracted to do, boat rides? Yeah, I do this all the time. I got my license and everything, and I take people out plenty of times, all through the day. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Do you ever have parties or anything on this boat? Yeah. Whoever rents it out, depending on what they want to do, and I cater to the people. Let's just say that. Oh, wow. Okay. You guys drink and stuff? Or do you got alcohol on the boat? Yeah. Would you like something? You and your lady? I mean, I got wine. I got some whiskey. I got some brandy. I got everything. Anything you can think of. Oh, okay. That's just. Let me see if she wants some wine or something. Sure. Yeah. Take your time. So, Officer John goes back over to Dori and say, would you like some wine or anything? No, I think I'm going to be fine. She said, I'm just going to walk around the boat myself and see what I pick up. He said, yeah, sure, take your time. He said, I'll be just, kind of, chill out here. Yeah, okay. So she went around the boat. I mean, the boat was pretty big. And that was the nice thing about it, because it had plenty of leg room. But it was literally only just her and Officer John on the boat, right along with the captain. So they began to walk around. I mean, she began to walk around, and the moment she walked around, it was as if the captain knew that she was, I don't know, he sped up a bit, enough to knock her off the boat. She fell overboard. And before Officer John can realize it, the captain had got away for about maybe a good few feet away. Dori was in the water screaming, help, help! She wasn't a great swimmer, so she started sinking down into the water. Officer John began to look for her on the boat, and he couldn't find her. He said, excuse me, sir, is there another part of the boat that I may be missing? Because my girlfriend's missing. I mean, the lady friend that I had that I brought on the boat. So then he started looking out on the water, and he seen her waving her hand out of the water. He said, please, let's turn around. There she is. She's in the water. So they turned the boat around really quick. As quick as he could, he turned the boat around. And then he tried to get on over there to Dori. But it was too late. Dori had already started sinking down into the water. The current pulled her down. Dori wound up passing out while she sunk down into the water. And when she sunk down into the water, she passed out. It was like she was inside the planet again. The planet was full of water. She was underwater inside the planet. How did she get in the planet? How did the planet get under the water? She looked around and there was water everywhere, but all of a sudden she can swim. She began to swim through the planet and she heard something. She just kept hearing her name. Dori, Dori, Dori. She's like, God, is that Officer John? Where is he? So she continued to swim through the planet. But she couldn't see him. She couldn't see anything but just water. And then finally, Officer John jumped into the water, pulls her out, gets her back on the boat, and he begins to pump her chest and try to blow air into her lungs. He pumps her chest, blows air into her lungs. And then she heard her mother, wake up, Dori. Dori, wake up. She began to cough up water. The water came splashing out, and he turned her over to her side and began to pat her back. And then he pulled her up on her. He just patted her back, and she spit it out all the rest of the water. He said, Dori, are you okay? He said, I'm so sorry. I should have never took my eyes off you, girl. I apologize. And he just rocked her. He said, oh, man, this is terrible. He just rocked her. Dori was quiet. But then just in that moment, fireworks was going off. Just in that moment, Officer John looked up. He said, God, what attempted to be a real romantic night. He said, I'm so sorry, baby. He just continued to rock her, pat her on the back. And Dori saw the fireworks, but she also saw right beyond the fireworks the red moon, the red planet, the red sun. It saved her life. She pulled back from Officer John and she said, look. And he looked up and he said, what is that? It's red. What is that? He said, something red in the sky. Is that a planet? I don't know what that is. She said, it's been following me. He said, what? He said, I don't think a planet can follow you, baby. He said, come on. He said, you just had a really rough experience, and he said, it's okay. Just don't try to talk. And he said, we on our way back to the docks, and just don't try to talk. Just be okay. Everything's gonna be okay, Dori. I got you, girl. So as soon as they got back to the docks, he didn't let Dori walk at all. He picked her up and he carried her all the way to his car. Right there at the shindig, he put her inside the car. He said, listen here. He said, I'm going to drive you home. He said, I'm so sorry about what happened, Dori. He said, I really wanted us to have a magical night, and it just turned out this way. And I apologize for that. And he said, maybe I can make it up to you at some point, but I want you to take it easy. I'm going to get you home, okay? And Dori just said, yeah, okay. She said, but I just wanted you to know. He said, no, don't try to talk about it. And he said, we'll talk about it later, okay? He said, that was pretty traumatic. Would you like for me to take you to the hospital? Are you okay? No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I just, my throat probably hurts a little bit, my chest hurts a little bit, but I'm fine. And he said, okay, let me get you home.